Go.
Okay. Good afternoon, class. How is everybody today?
Good.
Good. Thank you for coming here. So today, I'm going to be talking about irony. And irony is a concept that comes up a lot in day-to-day life, but it's also a literary device that writers use in their writing in order to emphasize certain feelings or moods. So I have the definition of irony written on the board. Would someone be so kind as to read it to me? Yes, Kia.
Irony, the expression of one's meaning using language that normally signifies the opposite.
Right. Okay. So is there any example anyone can think of in day-to-day life, say something you could say to another, where you're being ironic, where you're saying one thing, but you really mean the other? Yes, Kevin.
I could say, Clark, you sure have a nice shirt, when in reality, I don't like your shirt at all.
Right. That is a good example. So if you were not being ironic, what would you say about my shirt to
I don't like
express
your
how you
shirt.
really like it? Okay. Does that make sense to everybody? Cool. So now we're going to move on to the poem I have selected for today. It is called Backdrop Addresses Cowboy. It's a Margaret Atwood poem. Due to the sake of time, we're not going to read the whole poem, but for today I want to focus on two of the stanzas and talk about what is ironic about them. Would someone please volunteer to read the second stanza? Yes, Gavin.
You are innocent as a bathtub full of bullets.
Okay. So what words in this stanza jump out to you that signify irony?
There is a contrast between the word innocent and the words bathtub full of bullets.
Right. So usually when we think of innocence, an image of a bathtub full of bullets is not something we associate with innocence, right? So just like how Gad can say, Clark, I don't really like your shirt, it's another example of irony within the poem. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. So how about the fourth stanza? Can someone please volunteer to read that?
And you leave behind you a heroic trail of desolation.
Right, okay. So what about this stanza jumps out to you as ironic?
So heroic versus desolation, I feel like they're signifying different ideas. Heroic is something to be praised, desolation is something we usually don't want.
Very good. Trail of desolation is not something we would normally signify as heroic. That's very good. Okay, so does anyone have any questions? Yes.
Isn't the line tugging a paper mache cactus ironic?
That's a good question. Why do you think that it's ironic?
Because paper mache is kind of flimsy and cacti are really thorny and strong.
Right, yeah, it doesn't necessarily, a cactus normally is not made of paper mache. That's a good question. I would say it isn't ironic though, because it's more of a description used within the context of the poem. To be ironic, it would really have to fit more as a phrase that the poet is using in order to make a point. But we're going to talk more about this in the next class. So for the next class, what I'd like you guys to do is if you could take this poem home and read through it and think about the stanzas that we talked about today and think about why the poet has used those words and like why is she using irony? Cool. All right. Well, thank you for coming. Thank you. Everybody. Okay. So now we're going to be singing a little song to the tune of Justin Bieber's "Sorry" to remember what we've learned today. Is it too late now to understand this? 'Cause I'm saying something and mean the opposite. Is it too late now to be ironic? 'Cause Gab says my shirt is nice, but he doesn't really mean it. Is it too late now to understand this? 'Cause I'm saying something and mean the opposite. Is it too late now to be ironic? 'Cause God says my shirt is nice, but he doesn't really mean it.